The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Running late tonight, you guys, so the show will be a quick one, I think, tonight. We'll try to make it quick. Thanks to all 55 that hung out with us in the live chat. We got a great show tonight, a lot of interesting stuff, and I got the crew. Look at Stein. Stein's just tired, sleeping.
Cool stickers.
Yeah. Yeah, how do you get those stickers, Stein? Stein, can you hear us?
I can't hear you. What was it? Double talking?
I don't think so. Can you hear me okay now? Does it sound like it's double talking? Is it double talking for everybody else? I don't know why it's double talking for you, Stein.
I hear you like 3 seconds.
Oh, do you have
behind.
your YouTube thing on? That's weird.
Let me jump.
Check 1 2. What about now? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Does it sound okay?
I'll jump off.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Hi, guys. No idea.
I don't know what's going on with Stein. I hope Stein can hear us okay. That was weird. I don't know why Stein couldn't hear us. That was really weird.
Yeah,
He was listening. We were talking in the background the whole time.
That's
So-
like doing, what is that? Jeopardy without Alex Trebek.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird, dude. Let's see if he jumps back in and can hear us. Can you hear us now? Now we can't hear you.
You're on mute.
We gotta wait for Stein's setup now. Check 1 2. There you go.
Did you guys pay the power bill? Just
Yeah. We're waiting.
Since Stein, he wasn't sleeping on the job, his damn mic would be working.
He's trying to figure it out. Check your mic settings, bro. But it's okay. Nope, can't hear you yet.
Check your settings down here in the bottom. Audio. Tap it.
What if you turn your Bluetooth back on and off?
That's actually a good idea.
You can hear us, but we can't hear you. So, man, what a pain in the ass. But don't worry, you guys. 85 live. We're going to try and figure this out. We're getting Stein set up, try and get his stuff to work. We're waiting for his mic to kick in. He's going to come back, I guess. How you been, Richie?
Busy on everything but my channel. But was talking to Ben backstage while Bryan was putting the 1s and 2s together to make this a wonderful show as always, production wise, host wise, you name it. And we are going to push the 1 in 25 forward for tonight of the Rocketeer number 0. We got to get me to 700 subs. I'm at, I think, 686. We can get to 700 tonight. You're getting that book, and I'm going to send it on Monday.
There you guys go. There's 91 of you live right now. Go check out Richie's channel. You can find the link in the description below. Spec Media. Go sub up if you're not already subbed up. And we'll give away a book for it. So very, very cool. Stein is in the quantum realm. He's always he's like in both he's in every place all at once. The omnipotent Stein. Yeah, don't do that. What was the one I remember when I used to play World of Warcraft? Chat, let me know if you remember this. But you used to tell like newbies to press a certain button and it would kick them out of the game. I can't remember.
Really?
Yeah. It was kind of mean, dude. Come on, Stein. Where you at, man?
Well, at least you didn't swat their house when they pissed you off.
Yeah.
That shit's real, huh?
Yeah, for sure. 100%. 100% for real. So I turn off my ad blocker for McClay. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. There he is.
Can you hear me now?
We can.
Yes.
Wow. Nice stickers, bro.
These are magnets.
Oh, nice magnets, bro.
Wow.
These are all magnets. They
Very
are
nice.
actually available. I know it's my bad. I apologize to everyone here.
Noobs.
They are actually up. I set up a Shopify this week. I will link it in my Instagram.
Did you set the whole thing up and was it easy?
It was very easy. I mean, it's not like super like sophisticated or anything like that. Mostly I'm just getting ready for the next Stein packs. So because that's really, so I just put some stuff on there, just mostly just the stickers, those type of things. But yeah,
Nice.
we don't need to talk about that. We can just go straight
Into the list.
to the books, so everybody can go to sleep. I can go to sleep and figure out what in the world's going on.
Let's do it. Here we go. Starting off, we got some buy the dip stuff. Starting off with an interesting one right here. Gears of War #1 is on buy the dip this week.
Yeah, this got hot, like really hot, just not very long ago. Like what? Just like a month.
Less than six.
Yeah.
Was it that long? I mean, I know we had it on the list.
3 months ago.
3 months ago. Yeah. Okay.
3 months. Yeah, 3 months ago. 9/8 peaked at 200, and this week is now sold. A 9/8 sold for under 100.
Wow.
You think there's newsstand copies out there, Ben?
I don't think there is newsstands of Wildstorm. Did they have? I don't think they did newsstands of Wildstorm, did they?
I don't remember. But I'm definitely into buying modern newsstands again, guys. Just to let you know.
Hell yeah. Why are this book got hot? Did it get optioned, or was it just because I can't remember?
I think it was like right around the same time the Last of Us all the Last of Us stuff was doing really well, and so I think it kind of pushed a lot of the video game stuff because the Last of Us was doing so well. I could be wrong. Maybe there was something.
Netflix. It was May, and Netflix said they were going to adapt to their streaming series, Gears of War.
Okay.
So there we go. Yeah, it's been optioned, but the heat has slowed. It's died down, and if you were looking to buy this book, I guess it's the time to buy it.
Yeah.
So, all right, next, cool. Mace Windu #1 is on buy the dip.
It's actually the Star Wars Jedi Mace Windu, the first Asajj Ventress.
Ah, not this one, huh?
Not this one.
Okay.
The Jedi, not the Jedi of the Republic, the one with Samuel Jackson on the cover.
Right,
yeah, Asajj Ventress and a couple others, and plus the book was pretty low printed. I think when I checked Comic-Con when I bought that book for the first, I don't own it anymore, but I think it was like less than 22,000 in circulation.
Yeah, what did that thing peaked pretty high. And let me go back because I can't remember exactly what it peaked at. Mace Windu, it peaked at, it was a lot. And again,
it's not this one, you guys. Not that one though.
It's hard to go by like, COVID stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that one. But last year this thing was $500, $600, $700 for 9/8, and it sold for a whopping $75 for a CGC 9.8 this week. That's the
Ooh.
lowest price. That's the lowest price on this since 2013.
All right, you guys. I'm going to tell you something right now. I know Star Wars spec is dead, but there's a few characters that I think are going to show up quicker than others, and I feel like Asajj Ventress is just waiting to show up in something. She's going to be there. She's a female. She's a badass female. She's like in between the light and the dark Jedi sometimes, you know. Great character. That she has to show up soon, and I would suggest trying to pick up as many of those Asajj Ventress books as possible. For $175 for a 9.8, holy cow!
Yeah, that was like I said, lowest price since 2013 on this.
Wow, great book. Be on the lookout for this one for sure. All right, next, another great book that probably is worth picking up because it is so low, and that is Spawn number 174, first cowboy. What do they call this? The cowboy Spawn?
Gunslinger.
Gunslinger.
Yeah, and I guess it's not technically his first. The first was in that 119 or something like
It was
that.
like
He
a
was
cameo
in
though, right?
it was like a splash page
Yeah.
or something like that, where they had like, I don't know, 75,000 spawns or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. This cover is gorgeous though. It's a beautiful, man. That Capullo killed it on this cover for
Same
sure.
with the cover for 175.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, this book this was well over $1,000. Where did it peak at? Let's see here. So a year ago, it was a little bit over a year ago, it was 1,100. Obviously, again, COVID prices, which is hard to go by. 12, 13, $1,400 for this. This book sold this week for a CGC 9.8 for $600, which is like $1,000 less than its peak.
Yeah. I saw people selling sets too for like raw for like 500.
Yeah. So, if you ever like this cover, I do like the cover. It's does not look like a Spawn book at all, especially with the brown tone.
Yeah.
Does not look anything like Spawn. But yeah, if you want it, I guess now would be the time.
Great character, dude. I see. Let's see here. John says it was hot due to his upcoming solo series. Probably was the reason why it got so hot there for a minute. But this character has always been a major character that people went after. So
Big time.
yeah. All right, next on Buy the Dip, Marvel Illustrated Swimsuit issue.
I like this.
Yeah. What is this, issue number 1?
I think it's a no number. I think it's
Okay,
the only
yeah.
issue. It's like a one shot, which is weird. This is from like the 90s or whatever. And it looks like it's from the 90s. The creepy people in the back are, those dudes are
Good
like
eye.
in like they're like in like, I don't know, like diapers or
Spartans.
something. Yeah, they're like
Spartans.
diapers or something. I don't know what they're doing, but
Yeah,
I
that
think
is
they're
weird.
Spartans.
But yeah, this is magazine size, so I don't know how many are in the census. I didn't look for 9/8 of this. But this got really hot with the She-Hulk stuff. It's kind of always, I remember this from the 90s. Like I remember it being a thing just because it was like, just a pose and everything. But this one hit the lowest price since COVID started. CGC 9.8 of this sold this week for $190, which is the low, like I said, the lowest since before COVID. So
Wow. How much was it
yep.
during COVID?
Let's see here. What did this thing peak at?
Yeah, I would love to know what this peaked at.
It's Marvel Illustrated. do some real quick. Look here, swimsuit. Computer. I'm gonna try.
Make sure you guys
mute
hit that
myself
thumbs up.
again.
116 live right now. Thanks for hanging with us, you guys. Appreciate you hanging out late for us tonight to get this show going. And
325. 325 was where it peaked.
Wow. And what's it selling at now?
190.
Wow. So if you want to pick one of these up for cheap, there's your chance. James, I would love to know what they're asking for at your LCS for this. And that's a 9.8, right, Stein?
Yeah, 9.8. CGC 9.8.
Yeah, I'd love to know what comic shops, if they have these out, are asking for them. All right, next on Buy the Dip, another good one. Batman Almost Got Him, the tape book that is early first appearance of Harley.
Maybe the first appearance?
Maybe. A lot of people say it is, but who knows? It could be like that
Yeah,
coloring book. What's up with that coloring book? When did that come out?
Yeah, this one you definitely don't. And this had like a record or something with it, right?
Tape.
Or tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of a weird distribution, and obviously she's not on the cover or anything like that. But you definitely don't see this at very often. I mean, you definitely don't see it in high grade, which is why I was surprised that this one sold for as cheap as it did. Because last month a CGC 9.4 of this sold for $850, and then this month a CGC 9.6 sold for $660. So it's like $200 cheaper than it sold for a lower grade just last month.
Wow.
Yeah, I still think that seems there's just not that many graded copies of this, but
Interesting. How much did
I
it
don't
sell
know.
for again?
CGC 9.6 sold for $660.
I wonder how many 9.8s. Only 6 9.8s of this, says Tony. Wow. That's interesting. And the 9.6 sold for $660. That's pretty good for this, to be honest. For a kid's children tape book. There's a 9.8 priced at $4,000, says Jersey to the Bay. 45 on the census. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, out of all these books tonight, you guys, if you were to pick up one book on Buy the Dip tonight, which one would it be?
Spawn, and then the Mace Windu.
Spawn and Mace Windu. What about you, Stein?
That one, third.
I think I would probably go with that Mace Windu only because it's the lowest price in 10 years. I mean, that's pretty hard to get. I mean, while COVID killed the curve on most books, a lot of these books are still selling higher than what they did before COVID. Even though it seems like they're way, way, way down, they're still selling, especially if they're decently rare. And that one is just, in 10 years, that's pretty hard to be.
Yeah. I think I would go with either Mace Windu or the Almost Got Him, because I'm a sucker for books like that. But chat, let us know what you would get, and let's move on to the Almost 10. All right, here we go. Starting off with an interesting book that I saw this weekend. I put it in my market report on Wednesday night. Uncanny XMen number 19, the J. Scott Campbell variant, right here.
Yeah, I still love Magic covers.
So do I.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why. I don't know what Marvel's doing. That's all I can say is I have no idea what they're doing. I thought Anya Taylor-Joy was awesome even as bad as the movie was. I thought she was outstanding. I'm like, why would you not just keep using her? Like, she was really, really good. And they, for whatever reason, they're just not.
I think it's a combination of. Actually, I think she got too big. I bet you she's too expensive. I mean, right after that New Mutant stuff, she starred in some pretty big movies.
Yeah, she was in Queen's Gambit, and that was
The Menu.
Yeah, that was a huge hit. But still, it's like,
Queen's Gambit was awesome.
But this one has always been one that's really hard. The black and white's harder. It's a 1 in 100, but for some reason the 1 in 100 is way easier to find than the color version. Even the color version is just a 1 in 50, but it set an all-time high this week for a CGC 9.8 of this, sold for $430, which was way over the all-time. I think the all-time high was like a couple years ago, and it was in the 300s or something. So it sold for $430, but honestly, I'd rather have this one more than the black and white.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I love this cover. I love Emma too. I'm a big fan of Emma Frost. But I agree that with a lot of people's sentiment that J. Scott Campbell, he draws all his characters the same, and especially when they're women, it's getting kind of tiresome because they all look exactly the same. But you know, there's a lot of J. Scott Campbell fans out there. That those J. Scott Campbell Mary Jane books still sell for a grip. I think a Raw. What's the one where she's sitting on the couch, and I think that one where she has that they made a. I think they made a.
With the coffee cup one.
Yeah, with the coffee cup. One of those sold raw for some ridiculous amount this week. So.
Yeah, I still like Campbell covers. I mean, I credit Gen 13 with getting me back into comics in the 90s. I mean, I still love those Gen 13 comics. So,
yeah. All right, next on the Almost 10. This is a cool one. Deep Terror issue number 1 from 1998.
Yeah, this
never
one
heard of this.
sold. I'd never heard of it either. This one sold for $35 this week. I couldn't find much information on it. It is a sick cover, but I was telling Richie, he was like, "What's the deal with Skeletor here?" And I think it's because it looks like he's sinking the Titanic, and so I think with the Titanic stuff this week, I think that's probably what happened. But that's the only thing I can kind of figure out why. It's some random publisher. Who's the publisher on this? It's like I've never even heard of them.
ACG.
Avalon Communications.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that publisher, so I'm not sure where you would even find this book. But that's my thought. Rest in peace to those people. That would have been a terrible way to die.
It just really goes to show you that when your safety is as important as it is in situations like that, you don't fuck around. For anybody that's worked in high voltage electrical or in a job that involves cranes or, compressed gas, stuff like that, you have to be so careful with that stuff because in the shortest amount of time with the smallest change, you could kill people, including yourself. And I got a lot of respect for that guy that decided not to go down after he went in a test dive on in Puget Sound. He was like, this is a little too jerry-rigged for me. I'm gonna stick away. So yeah, it's very sad, especially that 19-year-old that did it just because it was Father's Day and he wanted to do something for his dad. Fuck, man. So very, very, very sad. Very sad. But, people are morbid out there, and that's why skull covers sell so well, too. So it is what it is. How much did this sell for again?
$35.
Yeah. I wonder how hard they are to find. So
none of us have ever seen it before.
No. So moving on to G.I. Joe Sierra Muerte. Issue number 2, the Natalie Sanders variant, another great Baroness cover. I just hate the sideways.
The sideways look so good, but they're hard to display. Like
Yeah.
I love the sideways because it does spread out what you're looking at. But they're just hard to display. But I wish, honestly, I wish CGC made a where the label was on top of the sideways, so you could actually display it sideways without the label being over on the side. But CGC didn't care what I think. So, and
God,
a lot of
that would be
people do not
smart.
like. A lot of people do not like Natalie Sanders. They kind of had the same thing. They're like, she's just drawing herself. But I mean, is there really? I mean, at least she's not copying off somebody else, right?
Is it
She's
just
drawing.
herself every time? I didn't know that.
I think so. I think she uses herself as her muse
Well,
for
I know
everything.
Alex Ross uses himself sometimes, but only to find like how to draw like human things, like a smile or something. Like he was the one that did the Joker smile for his Joker books. But if you're literally just drawing your face on a character every time, that's pretty ridiculous, dude. That's so ridiculous, man.
But yeah, so this one a VF, and everybody's saying that this is like a this is a WonderCon exclusive. I'm not
Yes.
sure what. So this is Sierra Muerte. That was probably a couple years ago.
I will tell you what exclusive it was. Real quick here.
But anyways, a VF raw copy sold for $85 this week. So I think that's a pretty good sale for that particular book for a raw copy, unsigned.
Not bad. Unsigned raw copy. GI Joe stuff is super hot right now. That's for sure. Yeah.
I've got a Baroness cover.
Some of those Sierra Muerte books, a lot of people don't realize they're out there or what they are. There's some decent variants too on them. Here, I'll show them to you guys. Let me go ahead and pause that. Check this out. This is very, very interesting. Little cornbread for everybody. Shout out to one of our favorite comic book websites, Cover Price, for letting us use all this information and just being great partners in this community. So shout out to the crew over at Cover Price for killing it. All right, here we go. Check this out. So look at this zombie variant.
Oh, that was, I didn't even notice it.
All right. How awesome is that?
What does Sierra Muerte mean in Spanish?
Death something. I don't know what's Sierra. Mountain death? I don't know.
It's Death on the Range.
Death on the Range. There you go. So there's that one. This is the 25 incentive right here. Let me see here. Let me go back to Sierra Muerte. Show you guys some more because they're that good. Here's issue 2. Of course, this has got the Natalie Sanders variant, but it's also got this, which is interesting. I like how they I don't know why, but I like this little box right here, but everything else is not that good. They got this 1 in 10 right here, which is interesting. Let's go back finally to issue number 3. I think most covers are pretty interesting, and it's got that weird box again, but look at this. This is the incentive in 1 in 10. That's really fucking good, man. Excellent.
That's cool.
Yeah. Suede? Never heard of Suede. Who's Suede? Anyways, that's the Sierra Muerte stuff, you guys, so go check them out.
Cool.
Yeah, very interesting. All right, let's move on. How much was this selling for again? Some ridiculous number?
$85 raw for a VF copy.
Wow. All right, let's move on. Heartthrobs number 87. This has got a Ramita cover, Gene Colan interiors, and I don't know why it sells for what it sells for.
I don't either. It's not. I don't. I mean, it's just like a. I mean, it's just a romance comic. Although I will say, I
It's a
think.
Romita. It's a
I
Romita.
mean, I think it being a Romita, it probably was the big thing this week. And it was a. So the copy that sold was a VF minus, which I'm not sure how difficult some of these, some of these 12-cent uh, romance covers are to get in high grade. Probably difficult, I would think, because I mean they were tailored for obviously for not collectors. Um,
Yeah, I
but
thought about that because I went and took a quick look at this and read the interior to see if there was maybe any like letters issues or anything, and I didn't see anything. So, and I was thinking to myself, like reading it, and I'm wondering, like, who bought these back in the '60s? It had to be like I don't see chicks buying a ton of comics back then.
I think that's what they were marketed for, though, right? Because that's why they made them. They were
Yeah.
like, well, we're gonna do these romance things because that's what the girls were into. So,
Shout out to
um,
Mrs. Horsecock Express for the $4.99 super sticker. Much love.
Gracias.
Yeah.
175 raw for this for VF minus. Telling you, don't sleep on some of these good and I think the art on the cover looks great. I think she looks outstanding. So um, don't sleep on covers that have even if they're from the 60s or 70s that have you know good looking females on the cover. They sell.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a Ramita cover. A lot of those guys, those greats, were drawing these issues back then. So don't sleep on that. All right. Let's move on to another really interesting cover, Tales of Suspense. And this just came out. This is a Ashley Wood 1 in 25. Tales of Suspense. Suspense. Not sis, because you will get kicked off of Twitter for saying that word now, but suspense.
For saying what?
Sis. You didn't hear about that, dude?
Sis.
Elon Musk is
Like-
trolling everybody.
Is he gonna fight Zuckerberg?
I think he
I thought
is.
you were
Dana
Dude,
White
he's
said,
gonna get ruined.
yeah, big
Bro,
time.
I thought you were talking about like your sister, like sis. Like
No.
I call my sister, hey
Oh.
sis.
No,
I
like
was like, huh?
cis as in
Oh.
CIS. And I
Oh,
still don't know
okay.
what that stands for. But I'm not trying to be insensitive here.
Is Ashley Wood the one who did the zombies versus robots covers? Because that's what this cover looks like to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
But I like it.
I do too.
I,
I think it's a
I
great
love
cover.
I love the giant skull guy. I don't know what he's doing, but
Yeah,
I like it.
I could see this cover in the front of a Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And I like how
And
they
the
have
trade-
the title and everything down the middle
That's what
like that.
I was gonna say. Yeah, the trade dress is really weird. I like it. It's so different.
Yep, I love it.
But yeah, 1 in 25. It's selling for 25 to 30, so it's not like it's super expensive right now. But it's just it does have that look of being kind of different or something like that. So
Interesting. Interesting. There we go. I said it right, hopefully. Yeah, man. Very, very cool cover. How much was it selling for again?
25 to 30, so slightly above ratio.
Just a cool
It just came
book.
out it just came out this week.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. 151 live. Hit that thumbs up, you guys. Next on the Almost 10, Transformers, issue number 1, the John Gallagher Fellowship Virgin variant, limited to 600 right here.
Yeah, this is from 2020, 2019, something like that. One of those. Yeah.
Yeah, 2019.
Who did
Earlier,
I see?
John Gallagher.
One of our friends posted something, and maybe it was Long Short. I can't remember, but said something about like just watch down the road, some of these store variants that we all trash and say nobody wants store variants, several years down the road, they're going to be really hard to find. And if they're like a really good cover, people are going to want it. And this is kind of one of those, it's like it's got a really good look. I remember when this came out. I couldn't remember who where it was sold or anything like that, but you just don't see it that often for sale. Anybody that bought it pretty much just it's stuck in people's collections now. Nobody's really looking to sell it. So CGC 98 hit an all-time high of this, 325 for a CGC 98 of this week.
Wow. That's a great cover, man. Excellent.
Yeah, I like the color. The color on it looks, the muted color.
Yeah. All
looks
right.
good.
Next, Cartoon Network starring, issue number 2. A lot of people aren't going to realize this, but you got a major first cover appearance right here with Johnny Bravo's first in this issue.
It still bothers me that he has no mouth.
I know. It is weird.
Yeah. I don't know how hard this is to find. I know some of these Cartoon Network books, I know there's like a Ben 10 first appearance. There's a
Powerpuff.
Powerpuff Girls. What was that one with the like Dexter's Laboratory?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's a couple other
Samurai
ones.
Jack, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, some different ones for sure. But I don't know how hard it is to find this book. I especially don't know how hard it is to find in high grade. But a CGC 9.6 of this sold for $190 this week, which was, I think, higher than the last 9.8 sale. From like several years ago. Like there hasn't been any sales at all. So, yeah, 9.6, $190 for this.
Wow.
But I also think that's I know, like, I know, and I'm kind of in the same boat a lot of times. When you think about some of these books that are kind of difficult to find and are kind of condition sensitive, like just because it's not a 9.8 doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't grade it. If it can get a 9.6 and it's a tough book to get, that's not the worst thing in the world. Even on a modern, like I said, we kind of all become snobs on 9.8s, but some of these books you just can't get a 9.8. So, people are going to take what they can get.
Yeah. Yep. These were crushed up by kids. Destroyed by kids. Their grubby hands all over your comic books. All right, next. This is an interesting one. I, Lucifer, number 3. You know, you would think it would be I, Lucifer, number 1, but number 3 is on the list tonight. For those of you guys that don't know, first appearance of, what was that, Drew Hayes. This is Drew Hayes comic work and Poison Elves, right? First appearance of the Poison Elves.
Jason Alexander was on it too.
That was in issue 1, right? Was that in issue 1 or is that in this one?
Issue 1 was the first appearance, yeah.
Yeah, issue 1.
Yeah, so I don't know what and obviously I'm just looking at this cover. I mean, a crazy indie cover, and it's all black. So I'm sure it's brutally hard to get a 9.8 in this. Is this oversized?
Yeah.
So that even makes it worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 9.8 of this sold for $1,000 this week. Again, I don't know how there may not be very many 9.8s. I would think there's hardly any, but
wow, dude.
And why is Lucifer spelled that way?
Great question. Chad, let us know. It sounds like we got at least one Poison Elves fan, so hopefully Ernie knows. Oh. When did I get so old? Well, what did I say?
I don't know.
I don't know what I said that sounded old. Or get off my lawn. Yeah, it is magazine size.
Okay.
So there we go.
Yeah, $1,000 for for 9.8 of this.
Very cool. Moving on. This is the Bone Orchard Mythos Tenement, issue number 1, the Trademore 1 in 10.
1 in 100.
1 in 100?
Yeah.
Holy cow, 1 in 100.
Yeah, you had 100 on
I
the
did,
graphic.
yeah. I just didn't read it right.
It's because you're old.
Mm-hmm. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what this cover was all about. One, it doesn't look like Trademore, and mostly because it doesn't have any people on it, so it just looks like some kind of creepy. Richie, I think, said that it kind of reminds him like of The Omen.
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
But I don't know exactly what they're going for on this. But this just came out this week. It is selling for 100, and it is a 1 in 100, so it's right at ratio. But I don't know how is Images. I know they're not like Boom, right? Where Boom's like has like a automatic return policy, so where some of these high ratios people can still get, but Image doesn't have that, do they?
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
DT could probably answer that in the chat if he's there.
Yeah, but that's a cool cover. It has a definite creepy vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus Jeff Lemare's writing it. So I like Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, he's got a big fan base. All right. Next, The Crow Razor Kill the Pain, issue number 1, the red leather variant, 300 out of 300. And I love these leather variants that they were doing back at this time. I know London did this one. I think Brian Pulido did a couple for Lady Death that are really tough to find. Very interesting that they did these leather and velvet variants too.
Yeah, Lady Death had some of those velvet variants, right? Oh, yeah, those
So
were...
did this. Issue number 0 of this series had a velvet variant. Yeah.
I do like the simplicity of this cover.
Mm-hmm.
It does remind you of the stupid foil Batman covers that we were and Superman covers that we were ragging on last
but it's
week.
leather.
But it is leather, and this was done in the 90s, and that was the only, it wasn't like they were putting them out every week. So
yeah.
So they get a little bit of a pass for trying to be slightly innovative. But this is the first, so this sold for $280 this week. It was the first sale that I could find since 2021. So I don't know how hard this book really is to find, but I couldn't find another sale for the last 2 years. I always wonder, like, especially with my own stuff that I have, because I get a lot of books that don't have much sales data, and like a lot of people are like, I've never even seen that book. And it's almost one of those things that if the book is too rare, you don't know, like people don't know to even be looking for it, because so they don't know if they want it, because there's no sales data. So it's just one of those things. It's just like, is it too rare? I don't know. Is it too hard to find?
Cover Price didn't have this listed under the book, so we gotta reach out to Mr. DeVoe and say, hey man, you might want to put this. Yeah, I didn't see it under the. I saw that they had the other variants, but not this one. Wonderworld says just got 3 of these this last month. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for
congrats.
you, Dennis.
I saw you got a really, really big, like, old school bat
collection or whatever.
Yeah, from like this era, but all these type of books: Crow, Lady Death, Evil Ernie. Yeah, very, very cool. Congrats.
When we were buying those back in the 90s, and then they crashed, did you guys really think that they would still be, like 20 years later, that people would still be wanting those?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I was chasing women and hockey pucks, so I don't know.
Can you guys hear this? Listen. Hold on.
No.
Okay.
I hear nothing.
If I put this close to my mic, it's got a little buzz. It gives a little buzz, so it's probably emitting some major cannabis right now. But that being said, I agree. I love these old books. So, and I love the ideas that people think that they've been doing, like ideas that people think are new, that they're the first one to do. Nope. Brian Pulido and these old school guys back in the 90s and were doing it way before anybody else. One of ones, crazy foil variants, crazy different, what is the one that Hive does? Hive does the carbon fiber, I don't think anybody's done a carbon fiber variant before, but I think that, like, you think about these leather, the crushed velvet, all that type of stuff. They did that long back in the 90s. So very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Almost 10 this week. And let's move on to the list. Starting off with our first honorable mention, Youthful Romances, number 11 from 1952.
Another another romance book, right?
Yeah.
This is so this is 1952. This is pretty racy for a cover from 1952, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Who's the photo down in the bottom right or left corner? Who is
it?
That?
Looks like
Is
Burt Lancaster.
I thought you were gonna say like Burt. I thought you were gonna say Burt and Ernie.
No, I think it looks like Burt Lancaster.
I was like, I don't think that's Burt and Ernie. I don't know. I don't know who the men from back then were. I don't know who that is, but yeah. I mean, this one does, it checks the golden age boxes. The red dress, the golden hair. Again, it's still a romance book, but this one's pretty hard to get. There's not much sales data on this. I just don't think there's that many of these romance books out there that are even like holding up. Yeah. This one, a CGC 6, sold this week for $1,600.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just one of those. It's like, I don't know. I am curious what was actually going on inside these books. I mean, like it says at the top, it says thrilling confessions. I just wonder if it's just like who wrote these and what they were actually saying in these comics.
Well, you remember back in the day, like the Playboys and Penthouse had like the letters that would write in, and half the time that they were saying they're from chicks, they were from a dude or something, So I bet you it was all dudes writing
Probably.
these. Yeah. Or they were just snagging girls' diaries and just rewriting it. That's probably what they did. So, how much did it sell for a 9.6 again?
For 6.0, sold for $1,600.
6.0 for $1,600. Wow.
6.0 for $1,600. Yep.
All right. Moving on. Future Fight First. Luna Snow, number 1. From 2019, a killer In Huck Lee cover.
Is this the variant, or is this
the wrong one?
Is this the? No, this is
supposed to be the Cho. I believe it's the 1 in 25.
The 1 in 25.
Yeah,
the one
Young Jim Cho.
Young Jun Cho.
Okay.
Yeah. She's got the headphones on.
What was it? Was it last week that? Yeah, I think it was last week where people started, or there was like casting news or possible casting news for Luna Snow.
Yeah.
That I guess the singer was like a K-pop singer or something, right? And then she said that she wasn't, but apparently that's not stopping people from buying these Luna Snow covers. But this 1 in 25 sold for $80 raw, which it was only like selling for like $40.
Yeah. You're talking about Jenny Kim.
I don't know. Tony said Jenny from Blackpink.
Yeah, Blackpink star. Yeah.
I thought he was going to say Jenny from the Block, but
spoke up after rumors sprung up about the K-pop singer and potential casting in a Marvel project. This just came out the 12th, so about 11 days ago. This report suggests who most recently appeared in The Idol, which is a great show, by the way. You guys got to watch that. Will be joining the MCU. Would be joining the MCU as Luna Snow in the Agents of Atlas series.
have you
And
guys?
then it says Jenny Kim's MCU casting gets shut down. Probably
Speaking
because
of Marvel, did you guys watch Secret Invasion?
Not yet.
Oh, so it's out? Oh, nice. Yeah.
I have not watched it, so if
Is
anybody,
it just one episode, or is it all episodes?
No, I think it's week to week.
Okay.
So I think it's just week 1 came out Wednesday.
I have to say, this is a slept-on cover. So many people were just zeroed in on that in Huck Lee cover. This is a slept-on cover. Shout out to Long Short. He loves those bubblegum covers along with headphones and listening to music. So
this is the Virgin for the Huck Lee.
Oh yeah, that thing's so sick.
Yeah, and then this is the Coex variant.
Yeah, it's open to order, I believe.
They're all cute. Decent, so
yeah,
good stuff. Good stuff. How much was the variant selling for again? The 1 in 25?
80.
Is this a 1 in 25, right?
Yep.
Yes.
1 in 25. Okay. Shout out to Cover Price again for the second time tonight.
What does net marble mean?
What does what mean?
It said Cho net marble.
I wonder if that's like a event for their area, South Asia. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, let's move on to number 10 this week. Oh, boy. Here we go. Let's get into it. At number 10, The Sickness, number 1.
Yeah, so I was just, this is what I do every week. I just check to see what books are selling. This one had a truckload of sales. All the variants were selling too. And then somebody sent me a screenshot of somebody claiming that a normal or the usual suspects or something were falsely pumping this book up or something. I don't know what it was. Like, okay, first of all, you're claiming market manipulation with like literally zero anything to back that up. And who are you even talking about? Like, if you're gonna claim something, if you're gonna accuse somebody, then accuse somebody. Don't be like hiding under some veil or something like that. Make an accusation if you really want to stand behind that. But to honestly to say something about maybe the subject of market manipulation, that's just irresponsible. You have nothing to back that up at all. It's ridiculous. Don't really care. This book's selling for 20 to 25 this week. It was, it is up again. So,
yeah, I don't know. Wookie fodder. I don't know. I'm gonna reach out to Nick and ask him. Because that's what I do. But I don't know, and I hope that people don't think that was in our heads when we had the variant on last week. I went to go take a look because somebody in the live chat said something about it being some people thought it was print to purchase. So I went to their website to check, and they were still available. So and that was during the show. So I told everybody during the show, well, here we go, you guys are still available. It's not like we said that before it was on the list. So right. I hope that's not what he means by that. So we'll find out. But it's still a hot book, and it's still selling on the secondary market. I'm happy that people
Tons of copies have sold. Tons.
Yeah. So
Mel. What up, Mel?
I don't know. Have you reached out to him, Mel? I wonder who else was talking about that book. So I don't know who else was really talking about that book, and if there is market manipulation, I would like to know. I would
Yeah, no
definitely like
kidding.
to know.
Yeah, who are you accusing of that? Because I would love to know.
Yeah, yep. So, but again, it could be a misunderstanding. So until then, we'll move on. But the book is selling, like you said, Ben. The story is really, really good, and it is what it is. So, but on the list again. I think this is the second week in a row. I can't remember if last week was the first time it was on the list. Was last week the first time it was on the list?
No, it was on the list the week before it released, and
But
there
it
was
was
comments in our chat or on the show that said, "How can a book be on the list if it hadn't been released yet?" But I went back and looked, and there was tons of sales before release, so
I'm pretty because I never put anything on a list before it's live. So if I would have put it on, there would have had to have been some live copies out there.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, it definitely was on the show. It was on our show. I was on the show the week before it came out. So it came out 14th, right?
7th.
7th. Okay, that was 14th, but
Interesting. Well, $20 for issue number 1, and congratulations to everybody that scored a couple copies the other week. So, all right, let's move on to number 9 this week. Amazing Spider-Man number 15, first appearance of Kraven. A lot of people talking about that trailer. I've heard people say it was terrible. I've heard people say that they thought it was good. I watched it and thought it was okay. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah,
I didn't hate the trailer.
I liked it
especially for a Sony movie.
Yes. Yeah. That's the problem is we got to give Sony such a low ceiling that, if that was a Marvel movie, maybe I would be like, this looks a little. But I thought it was interesting. The little ending, we'll talk about that. And, there was a lot of stuff there that was weird, but man, that lion looks crazy. Looked crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and it definitely looked violent. Very, very violent.
Definitely. One thing that I think that's kind of, at least for me, that's kind of blocking me to get too much into this Sony connection, the Sonyverse, is the fact that they haven't linked everything together yet. If they can link all the continuities together somehow, I mean, they have the multiverse. I mean, they're using that as the main theme. You would think they would figure something out. That's the only thing that's keeping me kind of like standing back on investing in Silk right now.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a one and done? Like, is this going to end up being like, you know what I mean? Like
Venom, not Venom, but just
Morbius.
Not go anywhere. Look at what I brought up Runaways on the market report last night because I saw Runaways 9.8 sold for like $400, and I couldn't believe that. One, I hadn't been talked about that book in forever, and I hadn't seen a decent sale of it, going through market reports in forever, and two, that people were still paying for that, and three, that was such a great story. It felt like a note that you couldn't miss if you made a show of that storyline, and it was one and done. So, well, not necessarily one and done, but people didn't really like it. They didn't really talk about it. So, what up, Thoro? Make sure you guys go sub up to keep it thorough. Rocking it constantly. All right, here we go. Number 8 this week. Back. It's back. Something is Killing the Children. Issue number 1 is back on the Hot 10.
Man, so 9/8 had fallen all the way down to the low 600s just a few weeks ago. Like, now I don't know what happened since then, but since then, just from a few weeks ago, there's been a ton of sales, and CGC 9.8s are now back up to 800. So even like I said, just a few weeks ago, it was down low 600s, and now it's back up to 800. Um, I I'm not sure if people just thought that the 600s was too low, and they were like, okay, it's now time to buy. I don't know. I don't know what happened to cause it to go back up. Was there? Tanyan didn't say anything that there was anything new, right?
I don't
Brian
think
would
so.
probably know. I was
I don't
out.
think so. Not that I've heard. Chat, let us know if you've heard anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there was
great
a bunch of there was just a bunch of 750, 740, 770, 7. I mean, there's a ton of sales this week on this, and I'm not sure what happened, but somebody decided to start buying them this week.
Yeah. Man, interesting. Very interesting. Well, let's move on to number.
I still love that. I still love that cover though.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, what up, Tony? He says he thinks this option dies. Sadly, I disagree. I think that I've read every issue. I think that if they do it right, this can be a fantastic series.
I agree. But will they? So, next at number 7 this week, a beautiful foil variant. This is Wonder Woman number 799, the Raza Philadelphia Fan Expo variant, foil variant, limited to 1,000 copies. Jesus.
Yeah, hey, you didn't even say the G word, so which is awesome. But I told Richie and Brian, like, I normally do not go for these kind of mass published books or whatever, but this I kind of want I kind of want this one, and I kind of want the foil. I would like to see what it looks like in person compared to just the regular cover of this that you can get for $7. But yeah, it's oof.
Beautiful.
Raza is awesome.
Yeah. Him and Sway are killing it right now. There was some beautiful Raza and Sway covers in the September solicits that were just amazing. So, yeah, man, this is a good one. DC's putting out great covers, I will say that, and they're being a little bit smarter on their variants. So,
when was Philadelphia Fan Expo? Or when is it? Because like these just are showing up live. So was it last week?
Thoro's in Philly now.
Let's see.
Let us know.
Philadelphia Fan Expo, May 3rd through the 5th. Sounds like
2 months. It's almost 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's what I'm guessing.
There was like no sales until
Hold on,
this
let me
week.
see here.
So.
Fan Expo Philadelphia 2023. Oh, a couple days ago, maybe. Was it a couple days ago? Was it this week? Huh?
I literally have no idea. All I know is now I want this cover. It's selling for like 40 to 50. Honestly, I think I'd be okay paying $40 for it. I'm sure it was probably 20 or 25 at the con.
All right, yeah, 2 weeks ago. So there we go.
Huh. Yeah, but most of the time DC sells those foil ones for like 20, 25 at the con. I think I'd be okay paying $40 for this.
Yeah.
And then just
I wish there wasn't so many of them though.
that was not that many for Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but for do you I wonder how many people went to the Philadelphia Comic Expo, Fan Expo. How many think people went?
I haven't the slightest clue.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just like the smaller print runs, but maybe you're right. 1,000 isn't too much. I mean, it's a lot, but it isn't 3,000 at least.
Right.
At number 6 this week, Coyotes issue number 1, the second print, a book that we talked about recently. Issue number 1, the first print, was on the list, and this, I did a little bit more research into this. This sounds like a really, really good story and could be a killer TV show, man. About werewolves and vampires and shit and on the border, and it sounds crazy, man.
Yeah, so I think somebody was, when we talked about this, was it last week? Or was it 2 weeks ago? I can't remember. Must have been last
It
week.
was maybe last week or a couple weeks ago, maybe. It was one of the two.
Yeah, I can't. Man, so see, anybody who's younger, this is what happens when you start getting close to 50. Like literally, you start to forget everything. It's terrible. But yeah, somebody was saying that the second print was pretty hard to find.
Yeah, that was me.
Was it you?
Yeah.
See, I can't even remember who said that.
Yeah, I bought the lot like when it first got optioned, and I think it was like 2018, and my comic shop or one of those online, I don't remember who, with Graham Crackers, one of them, they had it, the first and second print, and it was really cheap, so I picked it up. I didn't think it'd ever come back. It's been in the dead spec box for a long time.
Yeah, so if you can find the second print, it's up to $40 for the second print. So
Very cool.
there was a
not
9.8
bad.
of the first print that sold this week for like 100 and something as well. So is this the one that is it? Gosh, is this the one with Selena Gomez and somebody else?
Yes.
Maybe.
Who was the other person that was doing like the producing on this?
I can't
can't even-
remember who was doing the producing.
I can't
We talked
either.
about it last week, I think, but
It was like Snoop Dogg or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
I can't remember.
I think it's a good play. If it's that rare, be on the lookout for it. That's for sure. That's for sure. What'd you say it was selling for again?
40
40 raw.
40 raw.
Deezy said he collected the run. Not bad. Great play. All right, you guys, before we hit number 5 this week, I want to ask everybody a favor. If you guys are around on Sunday, come hang out with me. I'm going to be dual streaming a fundraiser for some very important people to me. If you guys have been following the podcast, another show I do with my best friend, we do it on Thursday nights, and we've been doing it for a long time now. And one of our sponsors over there, and one of our, one of the best people in Phoenix, in my opinion, is Chris from Hempel Farms. Shout out to Chris Martin. Chris Martin and his wife, Andy, are two of the most amazing people on the planet. And Andy recently was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. And they're having some issues where the medical doesn't want to do the MRI, so they have to raise some money to get her MRI done, and they need the MRI done in order to continue her diagnosis. You know how the medical world plays. But we're going to be doing a 4-hour live cancer benefit on Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific. There's going to be a ton of prizes that are going to be available for people that donate to the GoFundMe. So if you guys are around hanging out, come hang out with us, enjoy a 4-hour stream with us. And if you guys want to donate, make sure to make it so if you guys want to be in the running for the prizes, make sure to donate. Don't donate anonymously. Make sure to click that box. I just want to remind you that way, if you donate from now till Sunday, we can add you to all the things. There's multi-$1,000 glass pieces that are going to be available. Chris Martin owns Hempel Farms. Hempel Farms is one of the biggest cannabis groups out here. They work a lot with inmates who have been wrongly imprisoned for cannabis law, archaic cannabis laws. They also help kids and people who have been diagnosed with cancer who need the help, and so they give them free medicine. So now they're in need. So we're going to be doing our best to raise $10,000 for them on Sunday. So come hang out with us. I'll be dual streaming it on Beyond Wednesdays, the podcast, and we'll have it here in the Facebook. If you guys want to go check out the Facebook group, I'm posting a link in the chat right now, and then you guys can go check out the GoFundMe there too. And if you guys want to help out, that'd be great. All right, let's move on to number 5 this week. Street Fighter number 6, issue number 1. This is the Art Germ Dallas Con variant. Came out recently, last week. Limited to 400 copies. Was this one of the books that they were selling on the eBay Live?
I have no idea.
ANZ.
I have yet to look at anything on eBay Live. How was that running? How was that?
It was great, bro. So ANZ Comics from Dallas Fan Expo got Art Germ to come and do sketches while they sold, and it was absolutely amazing. There was like 9,000 to 12,000 people watching. They sold a ton of stuff. I talked to a ton of people and heard from a ton of people that bought stuff. It went really well. There was only a couple of things that they could have done better. They could have told Art Germ, hey, you don't have to worry about, looking up or talking, just talk while you're drawing. And they needed a camera on what Art Germ was drawing. And then they needed mics. But once they get it down, dude, eBay Live is going to just destroy everybody because of how easy it's going to be just to, grab things from your eBay store and put it on and make it available and, whatever. It's a game changer for sure.
Cool. Well, yeah, and I will say Ollie's a good guy. So
yeah, he's actually going to be on Saturday night. He's going to come hang out Saturday night for a little bit. We're going to pick his brain. Yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this one's number 400. I didn't even know that this was there, and I saw that they had he did I think a Harley variant as well that I liked it as well, but yeah, this one is selling for 120. I don't know what these were selling for on this floor. Obviously 120 is going to be way higher than that. Yeah, 120. These Street Fighter fans, man, they pick up their books.
They're rabid.
Wow.
They love that shit.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait. DT says Art Germ was doing remarks on this book and the Loki 1 in 100 from Whatnot. This was selling for $40. So he brought a book that he did for Whatnot and sold it on eBay Live. That would be so damn funny if that's the case. Holy cow. You got to be kidding me. Talk about great troll. Excellent troll. Good job. I applaud you for that. Is there sound effects? Do we have sound effects for, let's see here. Yeah. I wish there was.
I don't know why. I forgot Yi was there. I should have asked him. If I would have known, I would have just had to ask Yi to buy me both of them.
Total under the radar troll too.
Yeah.
That's funny though.
Wow. Well, this is beautiful. This is gorgeous. I like the little design that it has. It doesn't look like regular Art Germ, like really shiny Art Germ. Not shiny, but wow. It's excellent. That's for sure. So I would love to have one of these. So it sounds like he did. That's awesome. Great job. All right. How much was this selling for again, brother?
120.
120. Not bad. All right, next. At number 4, Silk, number 1, the second print 1 in 25 Momoko.
Yeah, I mean, here goes Marvel again for the 1,000th time. Why even, honestly, if I were them, why would you even make 1 in 25s of the first print at all? Just do like a really small print run of the first prints, and then just do a second print.
Yeah, just
right?
blow it out. Yeah.
But yeah, this one just came out. 50 selling for 50 to 75 for this one.
Not bad. Up the Down 7 says, Troll, you think Art Germ even knows what the F whatnot is? I don't know about Art Germ, but Ali from ANZ definitely does.
What on this peach? What is stuck in the web?
It looks like a Tinkerbell or something, maybe. I don't know.
I know it's super weird.
It's very small. Very small.
That's what she said.
Thank you.
Do 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 do.
$4. Or how much was this for?
50 to 75.
Wow, that's not bad for 1 in 25. Not bad. But again, it is a 1 in 25 second print. 1 in 25.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys, let's get into the top 3. 186 live. Thank you for staying up late with us tonight while we got this done. Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 41. The first appearance of Rhino at number 3.
Yeah, this had been like tailing for a while until that Craven trailer hit, and then what did they even show, or was it just a voice?
They just showed his arm and he talked.
Okay, yeah, and it said, basically announced himself. So prices on this, which are up, CGC 6.5 is up to when I say up to, obviously any of these Silver Age keys during COVID were way overpriced. They all dropped way back, so these are up from their lows. So CGC 6.5 back up to 1100. 3.5, 375, 2.5 is 300. So even for a 2.5, it's going to run you several $100s right now.
Well, there you go. It's been on the list 3 times in the last month, I think.
Would you consider this a blue chip?
Yes. For sure. Are you kidding me?
A blue chip?
What do you consider?
I don't think right. I think first of all, there's very few villains that would be considered a blue chip. Very few. Like, I mean, it would have to basically be Venom, Joker, Kingpin. Rhino. I don't think qualifies is not in that category.
Yeah, but you throw in that it's an early Amazing Spider-Man. You throw in who it was drawn by.
I'm not saying it's not a big key, but to be a blue chip, I think basically just says that there's like 0 chance it's going down. Like it's gonna always be. It's gonna always be there.
Then I don't think First Venom is a blue chip.
Yeah, there's just too many copies.
Yeah, there's too many.
But name one person that wouldn't want that.
No, I know, and the market has said. I mean, we've seen so many peaks and valleys of that book. But I mean, I don't know. Brian makes a good point, but you both do. So.
I think there's very few comics that are if that's what if that's one of the things for being a blue chip is it doesn't go down. Like there's very few that do that. Like pre-code horror, Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Fantasy 15.
I don't know. Hey, maybe we should do that. Maybe you make a list of 30 books that you think, or 50 books that you think are blue chips. I'll make a list of 50 books that was all 3. Make a list of 50 books that you think would classify as blue chips.
Why don't we just do like 25? Because that's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
I think I've only owned like 1 in my life.
Yeah, I mean, it could be any era. So it could be basically from the golden age to modern.
That's a great idea.
That is a great idea. Great segment.
You come up with your own list, and I'll come up with, and then we'll see which books are on all 3 lists.
I like to keep this in mind when I think about blue chips. I think this in my mind. Okay, besides the obvious, the AF-15 stuff like that, but is it a book that I can immediately get liquid asset? And it, like for a substantial amount, $1,000, $2,000, and I feel like it is.
What is this selling
I mean,
for raw?
I don't know raw. It's really hard to track raw prices
Yeah.
because condition is so. So well, especially on Silver Age stuff, you almost have to look at graded sales. 6.5 is 1,100, 3.5 is 375, and 2.5s are 300.
And it's funny because I mean, this is out of most probably 95% of our price range is right at this moment. But ASM 42 is the second appearance of Rhino. Plus, you get the first full introduction of Mary Jane Watson. She has her iconic line in 42. The second appearance of Rhino. Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. It's a Romita Senior and Stanley story. That's one to keep an eye on as well.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. At number 2 this week, you guys. Void Rivals, the 1 in 100 Daniel Warren Johnson variant, is on the list.
Still going up. Still big talk from last week. Raws are. I'll be interested to see how quickly people are getting these graded. If they're going to pull, I mean, those Spider Boy, 9/8 came out like within just like a few weeks, and people had dozens of them. Obviously, nobody's going to have dozens of these because it's a 1 in 100. But I am curious to see how quickly graded copies hit the market, and how. Honestly, I think it's good if it does, because then we can kind of get a gauge as to if this is actually tough to get or not. But raws are up now to 250 on this, so still going up in price.
Yeah, Clutch
It's
said said on Wednesday night that he sent out a bunch of the 1 in 100s to CGC to Charlotte to get signed and then CGC'd. And it sounds like he got some of them back, so we'll have to talk to him Wednesday night about how well he did.
Yeah, it looks like Johnny Galindo's got both of his are at CGC too. I figured that was going to be the case. I mean there's really no. If you can get them there quick and get them graded, I would much rather have them graded. But
Yeah.
And then Thor asked, do we think it's going to dip in 6 months?
Typically.
Probably. I mean, I would. It's pretty hard for these type of books to not drop back down at some point. It's just trying to figure out where the peak is. I mean, is this going to get to 300? If it gets to 300, then would 200 be a dip? It would be a dip from its high, but it still would be profitable for anybody that bought in originally. So, I mean, where's the cap on this? I don't know. I like I said, I think once we see some graded copies, we can see how rare it actually is. If there's 5,000 of them out there, then the price will plummet.
Also, you have that second print dropping, and that second print has a way better cover, in my opinion, with Jetfire, and so that will probably pull some heat off of this.
It's possible.
We'll see. I'm definitely looking forward to the universe, the Energon universe. Definitely going to be reading it. So
it is definitely energized the G.I. Joe and Transformer fan bases.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, you guys. Before number 1, we got 193 live. Please hit those thumbs up, you guys. Subscribe if you're not subbed up. Do us a favor and go sub up to not only Beyond Wednesdays, but Spec Media. You can find the links to Beyond Wednesdays and Spec Media below. And as soon as we get Spec Media to 1,000 subs, the better. So please sub up over there. We need to get Richie to hit that mark. And we'll keep an eye on it if he does. I know every time he hits those big marks, he's giving away big books. So make sure you guys are subbing up for that.
Thank you, guys.
All right. At number 1, She-Hulk, issue number 3, the first Bailey Briggs.
Yeah, I was telling the guys, I saw all these sales for this book, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I don't have time during the week. I work too much to even figure out why some of these things. And then then I finally read up on enough to figure out what was going on. But it seems really iffy at best, right? I mean, that's at best.
Yeah.
That's your
Is it-
Bailey Briggs appearance in this book, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't look like a kid to me.
Yeah, I'm super confused by it.
Yeah, I'm doing some dot connection, so hopefully I'll have something by Modern Comic Mayhem tomorrow night. But it sounds like some retconning is coming.
Yeah. This book will definitely drop. If you have this book right now, sell.
Well, I mean, that's what everybody's doing. I mean, there's been tons and tons of sales. I mean, this was only a $10, $15 book. There is another first appearance in this, though, right?
I'm not.
Hold on.
I already clicked it off.
It's got I don't think it has another first in it.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question, and this goes out to the live chat. Do you guys think this is good for not only the modern comic market, but for speculation as well, when a creator comes out pre-FOC and pumps a book or pumps a character like he's pumped Spider-Boy? Like Dan Slott did on his social medias. Because, I mean, if he didn't do that, this book probably would have been lowly ordered, and it probably would have been a lot higher. But
yeah, that She-Hulk 12 is gorgeous, the 1 in 100. I agree, Johnny. But I don't know what sales are like on it.
Well, I mean, because what was it Bleeding Cool that did the same thing for Tosin, right?
Yeah,
right. But that was after FOC.
Was it?
Yeah, it was after FOC, and it was like, Brian, we were talking on the phone right around then. We missed it by a few days, but Dan came out on his Twitter first, and he said, "Hey, and he said all the things he said about Spider-Boy." Then he reposted it on his Instagram, and the other creators came in there and were da. So now it sounds like we're grasping at straws for this character that's Brian. He's a one and done, right? He's not even the same age. So A, there's some retconning going to be and some more pumping that's going to be done. Or B, this could turn out to be a catastrophe bad spec.
Yeah. This is definitely super high risk. It is selling for 40 to 50, which is like 3 to 4x what it was selling for before. Super. I mean, I will say the one thing it does have going for it is that's a Gronoff cover, right? Is that Gronoff?
Yeah.
Gronoff or Greg Horn? I can't remember.
Yeah, it might be Greg Horn because it's the She-Hulk cover A.
It is Gronoff, yeah.
Oh, it is Gronoff. Okay. Well, there you go.
So it does have that going for it.
And it's probably lowly ordered. I know that the She-Hulk series after what Dan Slott 2005, where Justice Love makes her first appearance, and some of the what are those TVA people, those after one was like ordered according to Comicron way below 30K. So but I saw a comment in there and it says that Dan Slott doesn't care about spec. That's not what I'm saying. What obviously he cares about selling books. I'm asking, do you guys like when a creator tells everybody pre-FOC about a character that's coming, or you get your orders in now? Do you guys like that?
I don't mind it, you know what I mean? Because you can't always think with a spec head, like not everybody's a speculator. You just want to create excitement. So sometimes creating excitement is more important than, telling the whole world about it. So only
that's a great way of looking at it. Actually, I think that's a great point of view. But on the flip side, you also got to think of the skeptical part. They want to sell books, right?
So let's just go back 6 books. nobody was talking really about Something is Killing the Children when it came out. It was kind of under the radar. It was underordered. Then when it got the buzz, not only did their sales increase after issue 4 or after issue 5, they're I mean like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 15 books in a row were super high ordered at that point because the buzz was going and it was hard to get the original ones. And so then they sold way more books down the road. If you tell everybody up front, yeah, he may sell a ton of books, for the first couple issues, and then it dies out and nobody cares, and then everybody's mad at you. And then that does not translate to the next time you wanted to sell books. You keep those, you kind of keep it a secret initially, while yes, that may hurt your initial sales. If you get the buzz going and and you've got a good story and good art and all this stuff, that will extend out over a long period of time. Nobody thinks long term on any of this stuff. They're I need money right now. I need sales right now. And maybe Marvel told him, hey, we need to sell some books or you're going to get fired. Maybe that was the case. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't Dan Slott come out and say that it wasn't a new character, that this is a character that's been around this whole time and we just didn't know it or something like that?
Yeah, he said that.
So he's that's a little bit of play on words. I know maybe we didn't know it because it's a retcon, you know what I mean? But he has been around this whole time, that type of deal. But why even say that then? Like that would just piss so many people off. Like if that's how he played it, I would get so mad at him if I was a comic fan. I'd be like, why say stuff like that? But
maybe he read this like 20 years ago and forgot that he read it, and that name was stuck in his back of his head, and then he just reused it and didn't realize that there was that character before. Wouldn't that be funny?
How original, Spider-Boy. Briggs.
I'm gonna call him that. Man, that's a good name, man. I can't believe nobody thought of that before. And then we all thought that he came up with it on purpose.
Kind of like Donny Cates and Ghost Rider or Cosmic Ghost Rider.
I'm sorry, hard pass on the She-Hulk 3 for me.
I'm with you, man. Sell. If you go through your back issues, guys, and if you find this book, put this book up ASAP. Or
make your money.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, there's so many sales. Somebody out there is buying them. But
well, here's the other interesting thing. There's a lot of very well followed, well liked social media, comic people out there that are putting all of their money and keep talking about that's issue number 7 and how great of a spec play it is, and Spider-Boy is going to be the next Miles. And I am so surprised at that. I am so surprised at this because this feels like the worst spec play in a long time, and there are a ton of people that are just going hog wild on those books. It's nuts.
Well, I guess more power to them.
Yeah.
I'll just keep going and buying the books that nobody's heard of.
Yeah, I mean, books are moving. I'm happy.
Hey, I will say that in this market, we need any kind of buzz at this point. We need people talking about something.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I agree. So, well, thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight. 162 live till the end. Stein, you working on your Shopify page?
I am. Again, I'm going to put the link in my Instagram. But do not feel like you have to buy any of these. A lot of it's going to be, if you get a Stein pack or something like that, I'll throw them in there. But I will put them on. So there will be a link, but they're not going to be expensive or anything like that. So.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. We're also going to have some merchandise hopefully available soon. And I think the Shopify is a great idea. Also, I am going to be doing some big selling over the next 3 weeks. I'll keep you guys all updated. I'm putting all my time and effort right now towards Sunday's fundraiser. But after that, starting Monday, I'm going to be putting together lots of stuff to sell, get graded, go to PSA, go to CGC, all that stuff. So I'm going to be having a bunch of stuff for sale. I need to raise some funds for the fun that is San Diego Comic-Con this year. So if you guys are looking to buy some cool stuff, let me know if there's anything you're looking for, and I'll look for it. But that being said, keep an eye on Beyond Wednesdays and all of the social media for updates on that. Richie, you got anything?
Yeah, we're gonna do a show this weekend. I got time. I had one project to do for a state, but I'm done. And I mean, that's probably it. First appearance Friday is so tough because we do this on Friday,
Yep.
And I don't want to just put out a video and edit it and just hang out in the live chat. Even though it's fun, I love doing that. I like to just kind of just commingle with the flow of the show like we do here,
Yeah.
So we'll do something. We'll do something this weekend, and I'll be on MCM tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sure.
Saturday night, you guys, MCM. I believe Ollie from ANZ is going to stop by. And then we're just going to hang out and have a good time, talk about FOC picks, and I'm sure whatever else is coming up. And I imagine the drama alert section is going to be very interesting tomorrow night, considering the news we talked about tonight was a little bit spicy. There's some Reggie Collects spiciness out there, and much, much more. So come hang out with us tomorrow night on Modern Comic Mayhem over on my channel Beyond Wednesdays. And make sure you hang out with us every Friday night here on the Hot 10 House of Stein. And we'll see you later.
See you.
Adios.